loves, it's Ro. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about all of the ways that I've changed for the better since becoming a prison wife. And don't worry, we're going to have all the ways that I've changed kind of for the worst since being a prison wife in a separate video. But today we're going to keep it positive and we're going to talk about all the ways that I've changed in a beneficial way for the better since getting involved with an inmate, since being in a prison relationship. So if you're like, how can you become better when you're dating somebody incarcerated? What are you talking about? Keep watching. I got this question or this idea from one of you guys, a beautiful woman, another highly sensitive woman named Esmeralda, who on the babe versus baby girl video that you guys loved, and it made me so happy because I had so much fun making that for you guys. I'll post it up there in the cards or downstairs. Oh my gosh, down there in the description box below, or just look back on my channel for babe versus baby girl. Which kind of prison wife, girlfriend, family member, or just girl or guy in general are you? She said that in the beginning of her relationship, she was a baby girl. She cried and cried and cried, not only every time she missed a call, but every time she got off the phone with him. She was so emotional, and throughout the course of her relationship she became more like a babe girl. Her skin got a little bit thicker to it. So it made me think about it, and it made me realize that I've also changed a lot for the better. I've become stronger. I've gotten more in touch with my feelings, and I have 5 ways that I've become a better person, that my life is better, that my personality traits have been enhanced through my relationship. Is it the fact that he's in prison? Some of it, but more because he's the right relationship for me and he brings out my good qualities. He brings out the best in me. The first way that I've become a better person through my prison relationship is that I've become more open and vulnerable. In the past, I was always the type of person, and I still am to an extent, where I won't show you my true feelings. I'm a Jersey girl through and through, so I'm supposed to be tough. I'm an Italian chick through and through, so again, we're supposed to be tough. I'm a babe girl. Like I told you, I do not wear my heart on my sleeve, although a lot of people tell me my face does not lie. I cannot hide my emotions, but I'm not going to tell you everything up front. I've been scarred in my past. I guess it's a family thing too. We just don't open up very easily. And it was really hard for me to stick my neck out in past relationships because I have been in relationships where I was played and used and cheated on. So it took a while for me to open up to Adam. But what we had was email and phone calls mainly that we leaned on, and then our visits. So in emails and post office letters too, you can go a little bit deeper than you can with somebody who you just get in a relationship with and immediately you advance to physical. You kind of have to learn how to communicate on a deeper level. And I just thought to myself, as callous as this might sound, I thought to myself, well, what do I have to lose if I do stick my neck out and he doesn't reciprocate? I'll just walk away. It's not like my day-to-day life will be different. Yeah, I'll miss the interaction and I'll miss the communication and I'll miss him because I love him. But at the end of the day, it's not like I have to clean out a house because all of his stuff is in here because we were living together. So that kind of helped me ease it to myself and allowed me to stick my neck out. And it was beautiful because every time I did, he made it okay. He reciprocated in a way that made me want to do it more, made me want to peel back another layer of the onion so that he got to my true core. And I truly believe that I wouldn't have been able to become that vulnerable and open with somebody if it wasn't for being in this type of a relationship. At least that early in my life, in my early 30s, I was really able to go deep, where right before Adam and in the years before our relationship, I was out partying. I was meeting guys in the clubs. That's so superficial. I never really went deep. I would go on a couple of dates with them. Like, you don't talk about like what makes you tick at the core, about family, past and issues and scars and traumas on a first date in a restaurant. Like, to me, that would be weird. So this relationship really helped me go there. The second thing that made me better through being in a prison relationship was that I became more independent. You have to become independent. You have to do things on your own because you don't have your other half there. So if you want to continue to live your life and experience life, which I encourage everybody to do, do not stop living your life because your other half is in prison. Don't put yourself in prison, in your outside prison, in your proverbial prison, and lock yourself up in your house and don't hang out with your friends and say no to every invitation and go right home from work and put your head under the covers and not want to get back out because your loved one is in jail, because it's going to be a miserable existence. And you're going to learn eventually to resent him and to regret this. And what if it doesn't work out? You can't put your life on hold for 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, a life sentence because he's inside. So I had to learn to be okay with doing things on my own. Now, I'm a very introverted person anyway. I'm very, very comfortable being alone. A lot of times I prefer to be alone. So the 6 hours in the car on the way to visit Adam, that's totally fine with me because I am okay with being alone. I get my energy that way. But I also knew that I needed to socialize. Human beings are very social creatures. You have to interact with others to stay healthy. So I had to start saying yes to invitations. I had to start going out and doing things that normally I would not have done without a boyfriend or without a female friend. So I had to start doing things like flying alone. The first couple times I did that, it was hard, but you learn to ask questions. You learn how to read signs. You learn how to do things on your own and be okay with it. I had to learn how to not be that damsel in distress and figure things out. Whether that be through my best friend, YouTube, we're like this, besties, BFF, would walk down the aisle with YouTube and marry you. Because that's how I learn how to do things. That's how I get my answers and take out tools and be okay with getting my hands dirty. And if I can't fix something, which I can't a lot of the times, I had to learn how to be independent enough to figure out who I can get to help me, who I could hire to help me, and how I'm going to fix it on my own and not have to be a damsel in distress and lean on a man to help me. Now, there are a lot of things that I can't do on my own, and thank God I have my father around and my brother around and my sister's boyfriends and husbands that can help me, and I have some male friends. But most of the time, it's me either figuring it out or figuring out who to hire to do it for me. Prison relationship, you are going to learn how to be Miss Independent, how to figure it out, how to keep it moving, how to go on with your life without having a man doing it for you, without being a damsel in distress. And that is a positive, my friend. Number 3 benefit that I've gotten from being in a prison relationship is really placing a lot more value on my relationships with my family and my friends and my sisterhood that I've created through Strong Prison Wives and Families. Because before, like I said, before this relationship, I really just took people for granted. I took relationships for granted. I was going out to the clubs. I was young at the time. I was lying to my parents. I would get out of their house and be like, see you later, come home days later, not even checking and call. And I think it was through my relationship with Adam where I learned to value the things that I have in my life and the people and the relationships in my life because, first of all, he doesn't have that. He missed out on so many years, is missing out on so many years with his parents. And God, we pray every single day that they're still healthy and happy and alive when he's awarded his release. But in between, he has so many regrets. So he really helped me focus on what was valuable in my life and who was important in my life and helped me learn to nurture those relationships. Like, it wasn't important to me anymore to be going out to clubs, to be dancing on tabletops, to have to go to the biggest, baddest party in New York City and get VIP and sit in a lounge. Is that really that important so you could stay up all night and meet the coolest people that really aren't your friends? They're not your friends at all. They don't care about you. You're a night out, a good time. So that's what I learned to value. I really, genuinely, deeply communicated and connected with my family in a way that I never would have had I not been in a relationship with somebody who taught me how to do that, who taught me that was so valuable because he didn't have that in his life and I don't have him out here. So I need to value the people that I do have out here, and I appreciate him so much for that influence. And I think also the fact that I wanted him here and I want him here so badly, and I can't have him here so badly. I can't have him here ever until he's awarded his release, which we don't even know if that's ever going to happen. Not putting that out there, sake of this video. But it really helped me value the people that I do have and not take anybody for granted. And I'm the most grateful for that, because that allowed me the ability to spend the last year and especially the last few months of my mother's life with her. And I was able to take care of her. I was able to get up in the middle of the night with her, bathe her, feed her, help her in the bathroom, even bathe her, but also like in the bathroom when nobody else was there to do it, because there is no price tag on there. So if I didn't have this relationship, I don't think I would have the capacity in my heart to have done that, because I wouldn't have built that relationship. I'm so grateful for that for the rest of my life. I'm gonna make myself emotional that I was able to spend that time with my mom and also shield my family, my younger siblings and my nieces and nephews from the scary, gory stuff that cancer does to you when you are dying from it. But keeping this positive, it really allowed me to figure out what was important to me in life. And to me, one of my main values in life, number one, is loyalty and family. So I was able to get in touch with that. Number 4, I think I kind of addressed this already, but it was prioritizing things in life. And like I said earlier, not going out and partying, not spending my money on all of my money, half of my paycheck every Friday and Saturday night on drinks and cover fees and VIP costs and bottle service and all of the stuff after parties. And I would pay for all of my friends. I'd bankroll everybody because this one had a kid and he didn't have a dad, so she had to support him, so I had to support her partying habits. And this one because she didn't have a job at that time and I was just that nice person that did that. My God, the amount of money that I'd have in the bank if I didn't do that, but also the amount of money I'd have in the bank if I wasn't a prison wife. YOLO, what's done is done. It's in the past. But I was really allowed to see what my priorities were, and going out and clubbing was not one of them. I addressed that before, so I don't have to keep reiterating it. Number 5, positive, that I got to see from being in a prison relationship, how I became better, is that I learned that I am so much stronger than I've ever known. Now, let me give you a background from before I got back in touch with Adam. I was competing in fitness, meaning for 6 to 9 months out of the year, for 6 years I did this, I had to get out of my bed at 4:45 in the morning so I could do all of my supplements and get myself fed and get myself ready to get to the gym to do 2 hours of cardio in the morning, come home, shower, go to work. On my lunch break, I would go back to the gym and I would lift weights. And then I would go back to work, I would shower and do all that stuff. I would go back to work. Then after work, I would either go back to the gym for a 3rd session for the day, or I would do grocery shopping, meal prepping, all of that stuff. I would be in bed by 7:30, 8 o'clock at night to repeat this all the next day. This was every day. Rain, snow, sleet, hail, shine, whatever. Holidays, birthdays, weekends, you name it. I got 1 day off from working out a week, but every day, no cheat days on my diet. So what I'm telling you is I was made from nails at that point. I've survived a lot of stuff that I needed to be tough for. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how much iron I've lifted. Doesn't matter how many miles I've run on the treadmill. Doesn't matter how many carbs I've survived a day without. 900 calories a day sometimes, you guys. 3 hours of cardio, do the math. So I thought I was strong. No way. You do not know how strong you are. You will uncover a strength, as I did, that I never knew existed by being in a prison relationship or a long distance, a military wife relationship, anything like that. You will uncover a strength that you have never known lived inside of you. So don't ever let anybody tell you any differently. If you are thriving during one of these relationships, and my friend, getting out of bed every day is thriving. It's thriving. You don't have to be on top of your game, on top of the world at all times. This is a depressing life. So if you're getting out of bed in the morning, girl, you're doing it and you're uncovering a strength that you never knew existed. If you could survive the holidays without him, if you could survive going out, birthdays, family events, family members getting sick, ill, passing away, you name it, everything that happens that could possibly happen during somebody's incarceration and you supporting them on the outside, girl, guy, you got it. You're stronger than you know. And here's a bonus. The final thing that I've discovered and I've changed for the better throughout being a prison wife, throughout my time as a prison wife, is my priorities for the future have changed. Adam and I literally have a 5-year plan. We have a 1-year plan, we have a 5-year plan. And I'm going to tell you something. That plan has had to change throughout the course of the last few years. When we thought he was getting clemency, when we got word that his petition was on the vice president's desk, and the next step was to be signed off by the president, and we just ran out of time, it never made it. We had plans over the next few months to do this, to do this, to do this, because we thought he was getting out of prison. It never happened. So that's a flexible plan, but I also have very different priorities than I did back when I was 31 years old, before I got back in touch with Adam. So my priorities now are different. I'm for the better because I'm not just hyper focused on, I have to get married by a certain day, I have to have babies by a certain day. That's kind of an immature, young, childish mentality, because even, let's take prison out of the equation. What if my body or anybody, a woman's body, was not made to have a baby? They just can't carry one. But her mission in life was to have a baby by the time she's 35 years old. Then what? Then you're a failure? Absolutely not. What if your priorities back in the day were to marry a millionaire because that's what your family told you have to do? You have to marry rich so you don't struggle like we did, and that's not in the cards for you. Or you fall in love with somebody who makes minimum wage. Who cares? You're happy. So my priorities, the way that I was raised, was to be barefoot and pregnant, going back to the cult video that we will, believe me, Mary and I have plans to make for you guys, but we were raised in a religious cult where the women were groomed. You didn't get jobs. You didn't go to college. You didn't graduate from college. You did, God forbid, you were a professional corporate woman. You were going straight to hell. This is not my beliefs. This is what was implanted in my brain when I was younger. So what I thought was, I'm born to be a wife and a mother and barefoot and pregnant at home, waiting and doting on my husband hand and foot like his handmaid. And my priorities for the future have shifted dramatically throughout my 20s, and again after I got back in touch with Adam at 31 years old up until now, because I've matured. And throughout this relationship, being a prison wife, it's just altered the way that I look at things and the way that I plan for the future. I developed Strong Prison Wives and Families, which was never there. This whole YouTube channel and this nonprofit and my purpose and mission in life to support prison wives and family members and to help break mass incarceration and to help reduce recidivism and to help you have your loved one get out and stay out so you can live happily ever after. Those are my priorities in life now. I would have never had that had I not gotten back into this relationship. So I hope that that was just a fun way to show you guys that this isn't all bad, that it's not all negative, that you don't just have to put your head under the covers for however many years that they have and avoid life until they come home. You can be a better person. Look, those are only 5, or actually 5 and 1 bonus, 6 ways that I've changed for the better. So know that it's possible. And those are just 6. There are probably countless more that I haven't gone into, and this video is already 20 minutes long on my camera. So you guys, I'd love to know in the comments below how you've changed for the better, either while you're in a prison relationship or how any relationship, if you're not a prison wife or family member, has helped you change for the better as you've matured and grown in your relationship. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ding that little notification bell so you never miss a future video or get a notification when I go live, because we're going to be doing a ton more of those throughout the month of December, and then maybe after if it works out for us. YouTube notifications have been kind of funky recently, so I don't want you to miss anything. And then also, please hit that thumbs up button so YouTube knows to share that content. Just help me out by just clicking that little thumbs up. I would so appreciate it. You guys keep staying strong, keep loving strong, keep supporting one another through this journey, because you're one day closer to it all being behind you. And Lord knows, me and Adam are too. Lots of love from my heart, and by proxy, Adam's heart to all of yours. We'll see you, or at least I'll see you, beautiful ladies and gentlemen, in the next one. Bye.